So it's going to be all about agents, and then we will just see more features and more jobs that this agent's going to be able to do. Imagine like you buy a Tesla, it's self-driving, it has a crypto wallet. You can just work for an Uber or Waymo. And then this car receives all payments on this crypto wallet, goes for charging, goes for cleaning, everything automatic. All this stuff happens with crypto wallets, and all this stuff happens with AI.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of Colors of Web3 and Entrepreneurship. My name is Lum, your Web3 host. For those of you who are new to the show, Colors of Web3 and Entrepreneurship is a show highlighting the journeys of builders and innovators in Web3 and entrepreneurship. Some topics, especially in Web3, may get technical, but we do our best to keep it accessible for most people. And here I am today. I'm joined by Ilya Orlov. He's the CEO and founder of FileMarket AI. Ilya, could you give a quick introduction by yourself?
Hey guys, it's great to be here. Lam, thank you for inviting me. It was awesome to meet you so many times all around the world, like starting from the Vietnam at Web3 Village, where we met for the first time.
Yes.
And it's great to be on your podcast, and I'm happy to share what we are building regarding like data collection and data labeling, crowdsourcing the whole process, combining AI and in Web3 tech within the file market. So super excited to be here and happy to share some cool stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. I know we run into each other quite, randomly, I think twice, right? Twice or three times. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, how this Web3 world is actually pretty small and we just like keep running into each other. So I think many people maybe actually, before we go into your company, what you're building at the moment, I think many people will be curious about your professional background, like what you did before you found the company. I feel free to pick a point of time when you think it's appropriate, and then maybe just walk us backward and then until the present day, what you did before.
Yeah, so I actually started in the startup industry by launching my first startup it was a Web2 startup back in 2014, and since 2016 I've always been focused on building like Web3 projects and never giving up on attempting like my own company. And finally, starting from August 2022, I had really enough of experience to actually launch FileMarket. Even though we have pivoted several times on the way, but I think we have a really strong team, and we started within the Filecoin ecosystem. So FileMarket was born inside Filecoin virtual machine incubation program. Later on, we have joined Protocol Labs Network, which is the mother company of Filecoin and IPFS. This year, we went through Techstars Web3 acceleration program, even though our focus was always on allowing our users to monetize their data utilizing their crypto wallet. During our Techstars acceleration program, we have actually pivoted, and now we are allowing users to contribute to collaborative datasets, which are later on sold to real AI companies, computer vision and natural language processing companies who are building unique agents or like training their models.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I remember I've seen probably, because, we met each other probably like 1 or 2 years apart, right? We were to see one of your pivot. Yeah, it's quite interesting. But could you tell me more about like the Web2 startup that you did back in the day? Was it a technology?
It was a
startup.
It was a platform that was gathering requests on the car diagnostic, like if something is broken. And then this platform was like connecting pretty much leads with different car services like around the city. But it was actually like, it was going pretty well. Like the traction was really there, but it never made me like inspired like enough maybe in some way. And for me, like when I found out about Bitcoin like in 2016, like straight away after that, like all my focus as a project manager and as a product manager, like team builder and as a founder, like to put all my focus on the Web3 and on blockchain. And I believe that right now, like the fusion between AI and the blockchain, that's what really now brings it all like to the real mass adoption. And I have like a joke that I've never been like myself technical enough, but I was always so like inspired by the like technology, what it can really bring. since the school, I was always like in between, like, like the hooligan in the class would be one of my friends, and another one would be like the main like technical like geek guy.
Nice. Yeah.
One of them is, by the way, like we are still like in touch, and he is the PhD like in the Swedish
Awesome.
bank, and we're doing some interesting like researches a little bit in his free time together. And so I have two really strong technical teams. One is doing AI research, and we are training our own model, and we are collecting some data for that. And the main team is building on FileMarket now as a platform within pretty much Telegram ecosystem right now, where we are engaging users with our gamified data collection mini app. And that's our vision. And Techstars was like a great like push for us, like towards like the real market. So that after Techstars, like pretty much we were really focused on finding the real product market fit. We were really trying, because what we see in Web3 right now, that like so many projects are talking about, like we are collecting data for AI,
Yeah.
but like there is like no one has any real deals, no one has revenue. Like everyone are just like playing the crypto game, the
Mm.
speculation game, which is
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like we just cannot do anything with that. Like the whole crypto market is built like this, and it's like that's the only way for the to grow and to come to the mass adoption. But now, together with AI, we believe that the real value can be really found within like the Web3 tech. And for me, Web3, it is actually the mix of blockchain and AI, like and also like later on, like it's all going to be like in AR, VR form, like in just like in front of our eyes, like all this Neuralink stuff and everything is pretty amazing. So, and our goal later on is to also expand to Discord and also within LinkedIn. It will soon become possible to build, like they already have mini games, and it will also become possible to build like it for other developers.
Nice.
And inside WeChat, we can also build mini apps. So we are utilizing blockchain for the decentralized storage, for permissionless access of these data sets, and for on-chain provenance of each contribution, and for distributing the rewards easily to each user. Now within Telegram, it's like super easy because every user of Telegram automatically has a wallet, and that's super useful. And also it helps us like to reward anyone, like any contributor around the world for bringing his data and giving his consent and adding this data, uploading this data into this collaborative data
Yeah.
set. And so we are listed now on the Google Data Marketplace, on Sub Data Marketplace, Databricks, and DataRate. And that's how we are generating B2B leads. And we are talking with really big companies, and we soon gonna already generate the first revenue, and then also expand like our presence within Telegram. Because right now it's not only our own mini app, we it's also it's also possible to pretty much integrate our data quests, as we call them, inside other mini apps and
Uh-huh.
inside other games, so that people can also get rewards inside other pretty much
Nice.
ecosystems.
Cool. Yeah. Again, we will deep dive into your company for sure. Just curious, like, was Bitcoin the first thing you learned about Web3, or was it something else
I
when you
was
were
actually
building
using
the?
Darknet. I was using Darknet, and that's how I found out about Bitcoin. And then like all the other guys who also used it, they never really kind of like cared. Like they never cared like directly. Like, but for me, it was like Jesus Christ, we are so late. Like it's 2016, and I
Yeah.
remember I saw like this first like one of the first bull runs when the Bitcoin went up to like 1,200 and then went
Yeah.
down to 200 or like 180 or something, and then this insane bull run like to $21,000, and like it was really crazy. And it's so funny, just like when I'm thinking about these times, like we were so naive. Like I really believed it's just like now it's unstoppable. It's just gonna
Yeah.
change the internet, and it's just gonna be always there. But all the experienced guys like who live their life already in the world, they would say like this is just like bubble, like it's going down for sure. And yeah, it's interesting to see how the world like works. And I think like the way people are built biologically, like it affects like the market so much. Like we get excited, and then like we are burning, and then like we get like tired, and then we get like calm, and then we need to sleep, and then we need to wake up, and then like, to warm up, and then like to get excited again, to come to this peak point, and then again and again and again. And it's like almost looks like almost everything in the world, like in the universe, works like, within this interesting rule. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole cycle, I think, for like the crypto cycle, right? But also like go with the human emotion as well too. People excited during bull market, and then all sad and worried during the bear market and thing like that. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you said you discovered the Darknet. I actually remember a few of my guests also like said the same thing. I think it's some of the very early adopters of crypto was like the I guess the Darknet. But it's very interesting how I think I feel like those are like the super early adopters, right? I think you must be one of them. You go back then, probably I bet it was very hard to access it, and then you were trying to figure out what was on there. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Yeah. One fun question before we deep dive in your company. Can you share with us what you do for fun in your free time? What are your hobbies?
So I'm doing a little bit of gardening. I have like a
That's the
tiny
first one.
garden here in Nepal. Like, so I'm based in Kathmandu.
Yeah. Oh,
My mother is
Please, Cindy.
doing. It's a very strange place to be honest. But like my
Yeah.
mother lives here since 2016, and she's doing some little like mountain adventure business. She's studying Nepali language in the local university here, and the history of religion, the local one, and in general. And my sister was in Canada. I was in Hong Kong, and we were like, shall we maybe do the family reunion? And that was like the main reason, pretty much, like to move to Kathmandu, to be together, like closer to our mom. And my sister's in game dev, working for AAA game dev company, and I'm building my startup. We are always in touch with my team, which is also based all around the world.
Nice.
And it's actually a very peaceful place to be, and a very special place to be. And if anyone wants to come visit Nepal, anyone from who's going to see this podcast, guys, you're very welcome. You can always get in touch with me in any social network. You can find me as Underkong. Like the underdog met the King Kong, they fell in love, and the Underkong was born. So yeah, in Twitter, in Telegram, like everywhere else, like in Discord, I'm the Underkong.
I like that. I think the first time I hear the explanation of your nickname. Yeah, and I think Nepal is actually a very beautiful country. It's a bit cold in the winter for sure. It's right next to the mountain.
Getting pretty chilly. Like the January is going to be the coldest month here now. Like it comes like to something like around like 8 to 10 degrees Celsius, like plus like during the night, during the day it's like plus 20.
Okay.
So yeah, but the summer is super hot here.
Yeah. Have you? I mean, I know since you just moved there, but are you planning to hike the mountain, either the base camp or since you're already there? Maybe in the summer.
I'm doing trekking from time to time. I visited like Upper Mustan, which is closer to Tibet, and actually is like the place where the original Tibetan culture is preserved better than in original like Tibet actually.
Really?
And it's
interesting.
It's a part of Nepal, but it used to be part of Tibet, and they are more Tibetan than Nepali, but they're like just a part of Nepal in the modern history and since many years. And I also did short trekking like to Mardi Himal, and I definitely plan to do more. And I'm not crazy about peaks, but I climbed some mountains also outside Nepal a little bit. And maybe I'm gonna go to the basic camp of the Everest. Like I think, even though it's actually like it's too popular kind of a route, but it's still pretty epic. Like just to see this place, like where all these stories happened, and where all these bravest, insane people are starting to climb their climb to the summit. It's so interesting. Like there was, I mean, I think it's black humor. It's a pretty dark joke, but it's a pretty interesting fact that like I saw it once on the TikTok or somewhere, and there was a girl, and she said like, always remember that every dead body that is lying on the Everest on the route to the summit has been a super highly motivated person one day. So sometimes you just gotta chill. And that's what they say. That's the best alpinist, like the best climber, the best mountaineer, professional is someone who's coming back. Like that. That's what is important. Like not to push it over the limit. But it's definitely insane what are people doing there on these heights, like the altitude sickness and everything. Like it's just insane.
For sure, yeah, I think it's crazy. I remember when I was in Nepal, in Kathmandu as well, just for vacation, and then I remember I was talking to some of the Sherpa, and I think they said me like, so like the definition of a mountain in Nepal is anything over 5,000 meters. 5,000 meters, right? So basically, any mountain that you hike, I don't know, in your hometown or maybe in Japan, where I hike Mount Fuji. Fuji is not really a mountain. Fuji because like 3,300 meters. It's actually like a knoll, like a little. It's not even a mountain yet. So other than it's like this is easy. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
Himalayas are the youngest and the highest mountains in the world.
right, yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, one day you would love to hike the base camp as well. I know it's gonna take 2 weeks, so probably gotta prepare
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll need a long vacation. I don't even know like when it's gonna happen. Like something like this, just 2 weeks. Be able to have 2 weeks because this bull run is going to be crazy. Like we have great plans and we have super strong team and we have B2C like growth users now getting great B2B leads and like we gonna launch good like traffic into the mini app in the next upcoming weeks and we will grow our monthly active users like to a couple of hundred minimum, 1,000 monthly active users. And our goal now like is to collect like a data set of human pictures, like 20 pictures per identity. And user is going to get rewarded something around like 1.5 USDT, from 1 to 1.5 USDT, still to be decided by the team. Plus, they will get several millions of reward points, so they can also build their data city inside our mini app. So actually, I can also show the mini app, and we can check it out.
I think now is perfect time. Yeah, feel free to let's deep dive into your company. Yeah,
Right?
cool.
Yeah. So we're building FileMarket AI. Actually, maybe if someone is interested, FileMarket.xyz. That's the old version, the first version of our product, which is running on the encrypted file token protocol invented by us. And this is the peer-to-peer file sharing protocol and platform for storing, transferring, and trading files. And it works on 5 EVM blockchains and utilizes IPFS and Filecoin. And pretty much FileMarket AI is the new version, which has the real product market fit. And we are now focused on pretty much integrating our data desks as close as possible to the end user, because that's the hardest part in the data collection and data labeling. If we want to do it in a crowdsourcing way,
Yeah.
so that's why we have Telegram mini app. You can just open the Telegram, and you can launch a mini app.
Okay.
And you can claim some points because your data centers and your data city are giving you some points constantly, and also then you can also collect some additional points. And here you can build different data centers that will allow you to collect more points. And we have other types of buildings here that help you to increase the storage. And
Interesting.
here,
Is this on mainnet, by the way, or is this on testnet at the moment?
this is right now, nothing is happening on chain right now. So this is the early version. And in the previous FileMarket iteration, we were always super focused on decentralization, and like no one cares about this on the early stage. So for us right now, product market fit is like the main metrics that we are aiming. And so that's why everything here is done like in a centralized way, and the reward points, they're not the tokens yet, but everything will become decentralized at some point. So in here we have a data quest. So
Interesting. Wait,
photos collection.
Can you share with me like how does what is a flow with like a user? Like where do they come to know about the app? Like, do you have some sort of like funnel or something?
So right now, basic traffic that came in, we had like 32,000 monthly active users. Now it's just like 12, but it's going to be much more very soon. So we have some partnerships here, and these mini apps, they also have a social task to follow to join FileMarket, and that's the main. So we have spent like $0 on marketing until now, but now on the next just have some like we're going to be spending some money also to drive the traffic in. So we're going to buy in some traffic, and we're going to have some advertisements and so on. It's going to be just like a whole series of different marketing activities to drive the traffic in.
Makes sense. Cool. Okay, so I guess once they go into the app, and then what's the first thing they do? They have to sign up, right?
So the first one, like, it's just when you're launching, when you are in Telegram, you just go to FileMarket, and it's a bot. So you
As a
start
bot,
the
okay.
bot. It's a bot, but within this bot, so now it's like 10,000 monthly active users.
Right.
If you go here, or you can use the button here, like you can launch a mini app. So this mini app is launching inside. It's like on your phone. It looks nicer, but also you can launch it even from your computer,
Nice.
and launches the mini app. And here you can see all these selfies that I was uploading when I was participating in the data quest that I was doing. And so when we go, so if we want a lot of points, I have like 4,600,000 now because I was playing a lot, and I have a lot of buildings here, data centers. But for the beginning, like every user can get 1 million points, and we'll also add some USDTs here now, like in the upcoming week. So if you want to participate in this data quest, you get a quick guide here, so you can read how to complete it, and then you push the button. The bot will open. So if you're using it from your phone, you'll be pretty much forwarded like directly back into the bot. And here you can find instructions for uploading images, and participant requirements, image requirements, and actual reward. So each participant gets like 1 million data points, and actually also each user participates in a ton lottery giveaway. So, and then you can just go to your pictures and then upload it directly into this chat, like this, like you see. And then you'll get the guide on what's next step. And then if all photos actually comply with the requirements, like you'll get some USDT, the reward for this.
Nice. I see. So I think the idea is that, do you want to collect more like human data here in a way, or like human?
It's a
Like
fair
user
deal for
data?
people. So user data is like sold anyway by all the companies. Like there are data marketplaces for this now. So we want to give control to the user. We want to give the control to the user, be able to be forgotten if he wants, or to be able to monetize his data. Because his data is used already anyway. There people are posting it, like for example, on all the social networks like Instagram. But it's like other companies, they cannot access this data also because they don't, like, Instagram doesn't allow to parse all these pictures, but they themselves, they definitely use them. And also the users, they, in our case, like they understand it's a fair deal. So they get the reward, they upload their pictures, or they record some audio tracks, and that's it. And also they can get data points if they actually invite their friends. So, for example, I have invited 69 friends, and some of them, they invited some of their friends. So I have like 9 people who joined just because of my parents. Not my parents, oh my God, like my friends invited
Yeah.
some of them. So this is also important for us, like regarding growth. It will help us to get a lot of initial users. And we plan to work a lot on the game. So the game itself will become much more engaging, and we'll have data quests, and people will be able to spend a couple of hours and get like up to $10 or $15. And it's for a lot of people around the world, like in developing countries, it's a pretty good amount. And that's why we actually aiming on both sides, helping users to monetize their data, get some monetization for this. And plus we're helping companies to get ethically the right data, and the hard to get data sets very cost efficiently and in a pretty quick time.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this is a problem that I see in the era of like artificial intelligence being very rampant, right? Meaning like many people have AI models, but I feel like the whole almost the entire, I think the entire internet's probably already been scraped and trained already, right? It's like publicly available data, but now that there's a lot of these private data that's still not yet accessible. And I think basically what you're trying to do is like give these companies, right? Well, I guess your buyers in a way, right? Your buyers of your product accesses the private data, so they can actually train new exciting model, right? Is my understanding correct?
Yeah, exactly. You're
Uh,
saying everything right. And companies, they have a lot of risks now because the AI regulation is coming up all around the world, and there are some privacy use cases already in US happening now. Yeah, so we want companies pretty much to get the people into the loop. You know, this concept is called human in the loop. So users are participating in the process and they're getting rewarded with the knowledge like that their data is used for this model or another one. And blockchain provenance can help us here. It's actually stated by Ilya who is the founder of OpenAI as well, is that the
yeah,
main limitation right now in development is the high quality data, like fresh data sets labeled, properly labeled. And we have for validation and labeling, we have a 3-step approach. So the first is always self-labeling. So the users who are uploading the pictures, they're still self-labeling them. Plus, if we have original like file formats of pictures from phones, for example, then we can also see a lot of metadata inside. We can even know like the time, for example, when pictures have been created. And with all this, we can create really unique, amazing, fresh data sets. So, for example, imagine like one of the requests that we are now also working on is about collecting 15 selfies within 5 last years. So, like one picture from 2017, 3 pictures from 2017, 3 pictures from 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. And it's super interesting, like how, you know, for the models later to be able like to track how people are actually aging. And
yeah,
that is very, very unique. And a lot of like fintech companies right now around the world, their AI departments, they're trying to repeat something what exists in other countries. For example, in US, there is like an palm payment system. So there are several companies that approached to us how they wanted like palm pictures. That's also pretty interesting. And all kind of text to speech startups and companies, they want recordings. So for example, right now we have a request we're working on. There is a company, they want to have strong positions in the Central Latin America. So they need recordings of people reading in English with their local accents, like from all kind of countries, like Guatemala, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. And they need like 30 minutes per person. We are actually ready to pay out like pretty good amount like to the users that spend just half an hour of their time. It's a real work, so they gotta be careful reading like this all this text, but they can get $20 for this task, and it's a great reward actually. And it's very hard to reach out to these people. So all Web3 platforms like Mechanical Turk from Amazon, there
yeah.
is another one which is called Toloka. They're not engaging, like they're not really rewarding users properly. And so here for the AI industry, demand is growing, is only growing. Blockchain is the perfect fit here to make them permissionless accessible, to turn these data sets into digital heritage of the world. So like any organization in the world can also access this data sets.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you've said some like really interesting use case over there that the company want to train on, right? Yeah, like I would never imagine someone want like pictures of palms, like you said, palm picture, and then also like the local recordings of voices as well. So I mean, and I guess this company once they have the data, they will train it, right? Train it for some sort of the maybe future model, whether it's like I don't know, could be I guess for text to speech company, they probably want to generate voice, right, for whatever purpose.
So it's very interesting right now because like there is also some companies, there's some big competitors like who are actually already using the data like of users. Users don't even know about this. Like everyone just sticks in this box, the terms of use and privacy policy. No one ever reads that, right? But like so almost in every
Yeah.
privacy policy and terms of use, you can actually find the point that they are able to sell your data. So for example, if we're talking about palm pictures right now, who do you think is the biggest seller of palm pictures in the market?
Interesting. Well, if I have to guess, maybe someone who's into like horoscope. company like
exactly. Yeah.
astrology, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're smart.
No,
That's
I
yeah,
just see it a lot.
that's exactly the thing. Like people, the apps were already collecting palm pictures. So palm reading apps, like all this kind of like, and all kind of other like mystical like palm reading or whatever astrology apps, they have this data and they're selling it already now. That's a huge market, and we want to bring people into the game. And in the future, we also believe that like so a lot of AI agents they're gonna become better and better. So like their main
Yeah,
goal is to actually to help us with all kind of tasks, everything what people are doing, and for all this stuff, like the AI can do so much right now and much quicker and much more efficient, and especially like agents that are trained on some particular like tasks, topics, jobs. But still, we need people in the loop. Like we need humans in the loop, and we aim to become this main like platform where we are empowering people to get this like jobs and to get rewarded as much as possible because these companies are making insane like profits and they're growing insanely. So they definitely must share like the part of all these incomes with the users. And at the same time, companies are getting absolutely unique data sets and they're getting them actually not too expensive because other like classic collection agencies, they charge them much more because the source of the traffic, like it's much more expensive and it's actually very hard. So for example, just to drive one user into like apps, your app in the App Store or Google Play, it's just at least $3 to $5 just only to track him. And it's then so hard to keep the retention because no one wants to open another app. Like people hate this. And making it in the web, it's also like another type of traffic. And most of the users that are able to really contribute quickly, they are using phones and they are using messengers and they are already doing something within this messenger. So it's like if they have this another, then there are a lot of people like you see all around the world, they're playing this very simple games. So
yeah,
imagine like they can play like a cool, simple, like engaging game. They can get educated about AI data and they can also get these rewards. And every time their data, like the data set will be sold, like they can get like, $2, $3 from each time their 20 selfies are sold like that can like make like some good money for the people like that can help a lot of like families literally like to survive around the world because like poverty around the world is insane and I think giving this opportunity like to spend some time like with real value like we believe that that's a very ethical and we can provide companies with absolutely legally clean and ethical unique data sets.
yeah, completely agree. I think your approach to this problem is actually quite interesting. I'm actually just gonna leave a link to one of the past episodes. It's actually, I think it's episode 26 or something like that, where I had another guest, his name is Trevor Coverco. He's also talking about the gamify future of data labeling. He's also doing like data annotation. I'm not exactly sure what blockchain he's gonna build it on yet. Because, at the time that I was talking to him, I don't think he
The
did
only I
finalize
think
it.
the only approach right now, the only best approach is to be multi-chain, and
Yeah,
like it's we are planning that, but we want to move step by step as well. So now we are looking at near AI program with a high interest because Ilya Polosokhin, who is the founder of Near, he's ex-Google researcher. He's one of the authors of the article "All You Need Is Attention," and thanks to this article,
yeah,
the transformer technology appeared, and that's how the first LLM like, was created. Ilya Sutskever, who is co-founder of OpenAI, was actually the guy who, to use transformers like to create the first LLM
yeah.
in the world.
The first GPT. Yeah,
Yeah, and they say
yeah.
today nowadays, like every AI startup gotta have an Ilya in the team. I talked with a sister AI guys,
That's a good
and
one.
like the guy from their team was also like Ilya. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a trend, guys. Nowadays, that's a trend.
So we need to have every Ilya in the team. Okay. Interesting.
Actually, Ilya, it's the same. It's the Eastern European form of the same name that everyone knows, but it's Elijah. It's Elijah, Eliyahu,
Elijah. Okay. In
Elias,
English.
Ilya, Ilya. It's Eliyahu. It's like all same name, but in different languages.
Yeah.
So, like in the many Eastern European languages in the Bible, Ilya is actually the guy. Also in Georgia, by the way, like in many Orthodox Christian countries yeah, that's the same guy, which is Elijah in the English.
Interesting. That's like a new learning that I've heard about today about the name. Yeah, I never thought about that actually. I thought like Ilya would be like a unique, I don't know, Eastern European, Russian, Ukrainian name, but I didn't know that. Yeah, cool. So I mean, you said that. I mean, you obviously pivoted, right? And then now I think you said you finished the Techstar, right? Techstar Accelerator program. Was it a good program? Like, what was the outcome that you got from that program? You can share with us.
So there are so many different accelerators in the world, and they are all
Yeah.
different. Techstars is one of the best ones in the world, and it is very also special. You know, like they say there are Web2 accelerators and Web3 accelerators, and they are actually very different. And also all
Yes.
the protocols, like all the blockchain protocols, they're running their own startup programs, which are sometimes called also accelerators. But they are also a little bit different from a proper acceleration program. So Techstars is a very big organization. Like their capitalization right now is more than $16 billion, or even more
Wow.
than that. I need to
Huge.
double check actually.
Yeah.
And they are the best. They are the biggest pre-seed investor in the world.
I see. Yeah, I know the program has been around for a while. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
sure if they're as well known as like YC, but I know that, yeah, YC is really probably one of the biggest name out there, and maybe Techstars or somewhere
yeah.
in that range, right? When
Capitalization
people
is
look at,
actually 207 billion. Like that's
really,
I think
okay.
last time when I saw it, it was 160. Right now it's 207
Interesting.
billion.
And is that the market cap of all the portfolio companies that have gone with them? Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow,
There are
that's
many
quite
Web2
huge.
unicorns,
Yeah,
and there are also some Web3, like big companies,
nice.
in their portfolio. And since several years, they're running Techstars Web3 program, and we are the Techstars Web3 alumnus from 2024.
Nice.
Thanks to Hugh McGear and Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend is the head of the program. We were able to adjust completely our vision and to pivot and to focus more on the real market, even though we are still in the Web3. Sometimes it's just so hard to balance between that, but we believe that we have found a way. In general, Techstars is absolutely amazing. I think there are three most famous acceleration programs in the world, like Y Combinator, Techstars, and
Yeah,
500 Startups.
yeah.
And that was a great honor, and a blessing for us, to get into the program. There were 650 applications, and we were one of the 12 projects to get in. We also got funded by Techstars, and they will also help us. As soon as we are now going to show very soon the revenue, they'll help us also to go for the future fundraising stages, which is absolutely super necessary in the IT industry. If you're fundraising, you always got to have strong support. So acceleration program is a lot about adjusting the vision, strategy, the tactics, and also it's also about networking and getting to know and getting the trust from the right people in the industry.
Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, well, just do a quick math in my head. At 600 applicants, right? And then 12 people or 12 companies accepted. That's like 2% acceptance rate, right? I mean, that's super competitive. Yeah. And how long was the program? And also just wondering, like, what are the other companies? Maybe if you could share one or two. I'm just curious, like, who are in your cohort?
So they start, I think right now you can still, I don't think, I think applications are actually closed, and they make their decision in the beginning each year, and then the program starts in March, and it goes for 3 months. And for us, the first week was in Dublin, in Ireland, the first launching workshop week. And then
Well, this is a physical program. You have to physically be there.
it's just you got to be there for 3 weeks,
The first
within
3
3
weeks.
months,
Oh, gotcha.
the 1 week in the beginning, the 1 week in the middle, and 1 week in the end. So we had our graduation on the New York Tech Week in New York, and also in the middle of the program we had another workshop week in London, and then all other weeks they were completely full with calls. For me, I was in Hong Kong, between Hong Kong and Vietnam, and I would have my calls so late, it was insane. I would
Yeah.
finish at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
earliest for 3 months for 3 months, Christ. And like, it was really, really, really hard for me, to be honest. Like, actually, like, it didn't feel like it was hard. At the end of the day, like in the end of the program, like I felt really exhausted. And for us, it was really hard because we were looking for pivot. We were looking for the perfect solution of how to allow users to monetize their data within the existing market. And yeah, we're super excited now also to be part of the like AI development industry. And that's just so exciting. Like that's the best what you can really do. It's not about hype. Like, it's really about like the future of the internet, and it's all there. But the strong background inside Web3, like that's what so many like other developers that are even like pretty strong in AI development, like they have no idea about Web3 stuff. And that's where we believe like the real magic will happen. Just like all these agents, like they gotta have their own finances, like they gotta have their own wallets that they're controlling. And like all this stuff is just so engaging. All these agents which are like posting something in Twitter now and doing some trades, and it's so much fun. Like, and all these robots are coming up, and who knows? I think it might be also very, very dangerous for humanity, unfortunately, like because the way people like do it all, like the way the industry works now, like so much money are pumped in and no one's gonna stop. Like no one's ever gonna stop. I don't believe I love all these attempts like for this, like, to create safe AI and decentralized AI, but like there are also like different visions that even decentralizing AI might become so dangerous. Like if there is AI which cannot be stopped and does something on chain, like that's the story that might become the end of the humanity. Like, and who knows like what's gonna be there, but it's just amazingly exciting to be a part of it. And like as I say always, like because I was never technical enough, but I was so excited like to touch the greatness like of all this stuff that is happening like in this wave of technical like innovations like software and hardware industries that are like that. Pretty much that was always my motivation to become a founder, like just to drive the right people together, right, like technical teams of amazing engineers. And our strong side is pretty much like that we are able like to build teams from the children of the Soviet engineers that were able to fly, like how I say, like Soviet engineers were able to fly to the space straight out of Gulag, which was straight like concentration camps. There were like laboratories inside concentration camps. The first rocket engine created by this Orlov, Elon Musk really likes this guy. He was even buying his engines in the beginning of SpaceX history. And so literally this rocket engine was created within the concentration camp laboratory. And that's why like the Eastern European, Russian, Ukrainian, and also engineers from other countries in CIS region, like that's why they're so strong. And that's why they win so many Olympiads, and it's amazing. And it's for me, it's a great honor like to work with all these guys, and they're all young but super talented. And my goal is to create the right product vision, like to bring together the right team, to fundraise, like to do the legal part. Like as a founder, it's already insane. So I'm compensating like maybe a little bit like the lack of my own deep technical understanding, like with a very strong team of engineers of different types.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I think you're just being humble. I mean, I've talked with you before, and I do think you possess quite a lot of technical knowledge. You do have to have some technical knowledge to
No,
command
definitely.
new
I like
products.
as a product, like I was just always super excited, super interested. So like I always get like as much as I can, like into the general architecture, like of everything. But it's always a pity still for me that I cannot completely do things like, they're like to code. As my co-founder, so my co-founder, he's CTO, like he's saying that he's always telling me like, no, don't worry, it's fine, like bro, like I got it, my team got it. So yeah, we have a perfect combination here to build the proper company. And I hope I'm not gonna become the evil CEO like Sam Altman, like an open AI in this conflict with Ilya Sutskever. And like, so I'll do my best for that, to stay on the light side, to stay on the Jedi side.
Jedi side, nice. I like that. Yeah, but I think you have to get really big, right? I mean, before that happened, I don't know how OpenAI valuation is, but yeah, it's really one of the like giants
Yeah,
in the
like
AI space.
we're not
Yeah,
aiming like to build it. We are not aiming to build an
yeah,
empire. We're just aiming to build a good, proper, profitable like AI data company. And
okay.
we just want to like one little star like shining amongst this big, huge monsters, maybe, or how to call them. I don't know. Like the only time will show.
For sure. Yeah, so actually quite curious. And how many people in your company and how did you like build this team together? I mean, you said like you're collecting them from, I don't know, Soviet
So
era engineer, but yeah, be curious if you can share.
So first of all, like the main team, like my partner and CTO, he has his own tech dev agency,
Okay.
and the core of this agency is pretty much built out of the people that were in his own tech team when he was building a startup in 2016. We met in 2015. He was on like into Bitcoin and everything even before that. And since 2016, we know each other. I know all the core devs and we've been friends since then. And since like 2021 we started to work together. Like we did several projects already before, but in 2021 we had a first attempt to build our own startup together, and since 2022 we are building FileMarket, which every time like we were like we have two angel investors, we have investment from Techstars. That's how we've been funding this. So 5 out of 20 developers they're engaged with FileMarket AI, and we have a little side team. So we have a like little R&D team where we have 3 AI engineers, like data scientists, AI engineers, and 1 project manager. And 2 guys are like part-time, 1 main dev and 1 front end, and the same time he's like project lead pretty much there, project manager, main guy who is like driving the whole team. So we are doing like AI research with this team, trying also to build a couple of useful things that can also give us some interesting insights, like in the Web3 industry. Like a lot of teams are doing this, trying to build some interesting agents to use all this data like in an interesting way. But at the same time, this team is like involved into FileMarket, and as soon as we're gonna raise the proper round, we will expand the team. Now it's pretty much like compact team right now is full time, and like also there are like another 6 guys who are involved like part time right now. But it was a lot about B2B sales right now, just like because our main goal was not to stop building without the product market fit. Like that's the main pain of many like Web3 startups. They're just building like, but you never know. Like sometimes you have a team and you're building some cool stuff that you care about, and then this cool stuff becomes the main trend or brings you so much, like brings you like millions like dollars. Sometimes you build something that no one cares and like no one needs, and like it won't bring you any money. And a lot of teams are building complete bullshit, pardon my French, but they make so much action like with that, and they make so much money with that. And most of the projects are pretty stupid, but they just do this insane marketing. And the example of Cardano, like where like for 4 or 5 years they never released anything, and they were always promising like whatever competitor of the Ethereum, like since 2017 or something, or
Yeah.
when they done their ICO. So this all these use cases, they are so ridiculous, like to be honest. But it's hard to be better than that, for the true real, like in a true real way. But I think it's still possible. And of course, like there's a lot of like infrastructure, like tech stuff, like that really makes sense. Like I think most of this stuff is happening like within like Ethereum Foundation or like around it. Super a lot of like fake stuff, and where people are just scamming people or just doing the honest, open speculation game, and that's what people love. That's what also drives the users into something real. And we believe now, like on the brink between like blockchain and Web3 and AI, the real stuff will be born. A lot of super interesting projects are actually built there. And in Bangkok also, by the way, I think there were like the most full events. They were all on decentralized like AGI and this
Yes.
topic.
Yeah, I remember we actually re-encountered each other over there at the event with Essential AI. Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype around like AI agents right now at the moment. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where it's gonna be heading, but I know for sure that probably think there's already like a huge platform, like I think what's the name? Virtual, I think, where they allow you to create agents, right? And then now also many companies spinning out their own frameworks. But I'm not sure if many of these probably, I feel like they're gonna come out like meme coins in a way, as in they're probably not gonna survive much, right?
A lot of stuff like there are a lot of projects that allow to create like your own agents, and you can
Yeah.
also do it by yourself, like
Yes.
just develop it. But I think it will really depend on like how efficient like it will work out, because like AI and like it's more real than anything before. Like when crypto came out, okay, like Bitcoin, okay, you can use it in Darknet, you can transfer money, but like it was like never enough. And then like smart contracts, like they were never enough, because like all everything like you could do was that were like NFT collections and so on. But so, and then we had this metaverse hype, and then it was like all this like AI glasses. They were not good enough. They were too heavy. Like the quality is not good enough.
Yeah.
Like like it's all not like it's not good enough for the mass adoption. And now we have this AI which is getting mass adopted faster than anything else, because it's just really so efficient. And then if we really like, there is actually like the whole hope of all this like central banks, and like especially the all this like American organizations that are printing dollars, like their main hope, like because this inflation is crazy, like and it's
Yeah.
only speeding up, and their main hope is that AI will drive the margin profits so high at some point that actually it will like overbeat, like it will help to overcome the existing inflation, and then like economy will kind of stabilize like in the whole world. And that's like the only logical like solution that you would have to this story that is just only speeding up since 2008, and with the world economical crisis. I think that's so we have something what makes decision by itself, like no other hype about no other technology was about like the technology that makes its own decisions. That's the thing. Like, so it might take, it's definitely in one way or another, it's going to be the same loop and like up and down on all this roller coaster, like in the
Yeah.
macro and micro like scale. But at the same time, I think it's a jump to the next layer of, it's like a spiral. If we look at this loop as a spiral, like then it's like getting, every time it's getting on on the next level. And with this AI story, I think it's like a pretty big jump it's a quantum jump, like to the next little layer of this spiral. And it might be also very dangerous for humanity. And I think it will be. And all this like military tech, like, have you seen this crazy stuff? Like that's all this AI powered robots with machine guns.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That's
It's going to
probably,
be insane.
that's gonna be bad. Yeah.
It's
Terminators.
gonna be, yeah, that's already here, like literally today. So it's also, yeah, I think it's impossible to stop it. It's like trying to stop a train with your own arms, just like standing strong. It's impossible, no matter how hard you try. So yeah, we gotta, I think, be there and build like cool stuff, and just try to build it in an ethical way. And the on-chain provenance is the best space for that, the best tech, best approach. So we're happy to be here, happy to build.
Cool. Yeah, I think for sure, like safe AI might be a topic that will come up in the future. And maybe right now people are still like experimenting with it, but I guess it may go like out of hand at one point, and then someone have to really rein it back in, right? Yeah, but we don't know where that may be heading. Anyway, I'm actually curious, like what are some of for a team building a product, in a market that's very, I think, quite competitive, I would say, in some way. Like what are the main challenges facing your team?
So the hardest thing is to find a product market fit and to fundraise. But when you find a product market fit, to fundraise becomes also much easier. So it's like all these goals, they're connected. If you go
Yeah.
before that, like it's always like when you start in startups, like it's first, the hardest thing is just to be able to build like good product. Like just to be able to have, like, you either gotta be genius by yourself alone, or like you gotta have some friends and you're all building. And then you also need to understand marketing and the business and all this other stuff. Or you just gotta organize like the right engineers to come together, like thanks to my co-founder, like that's possible. Also, like our main team is created by him from the scratch. And
Nice.
thanks to him, like we can be really efficient. And sometimes when we need like to slow down, we don't need to fire anyone. And so when we need to speed up, like we also get more developers like from this main team, and that's why we are really flexible. So it's like pretty much having like an outsourcing, really reliable agent, but this outsourcer, he's like co-founder, like, and your close partner. So he's interested, like that's, also lays in his own interest to do it efficiently and transparently. So this is very important. And also another story, like I always believe it's like, it's like building a house. Like you gotta have amazing, cool, like team of like architects and like designers, like interior
Yeah.
designers, and like so they gotta be creative, like they gotta create forms, like they create like feelings of everything, like UX UI, like the tech that is used, like the materials, like everything, right? Like and then like you gotta have also a team of professional like construction workers, like that also double check everything. Like sometimes they even participate in the whole architecture, but like, and then they professionally build it. This too is like R&D department and the actual development department. Like the combination between these two stories can create like a great product. And also very important, like to go out there, like to really talk constantly, like to your customer, and like to be in the topic. And we believe it's a unique opportunity. Like we have so many like active Web3 users who are doing all these tasks, like running after all these rewards already. So they are already used to this kind of like mechanics. And if we give them a proper engaging interfaces with the game and also allow them to reward something instantly and get some future rewards as well. So that's the best way to solve the B2C issue. And but the hardest thing here is to be able like to sell in B2B, because like when you're a startup, when you're a young company and you have like zero like big deals behind, like it's hard to close a deal with the big company. But we're getting really a lot of really interesting requests, and we're also getting better and better with our samples and our B2B sales. And we're very close to the first closed B2B deals and first revenue. So super excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think like the first revenue generated in a lot of the startup companies. I mean, I'm talking about like real revenue, not like revenue from your friends or family trying to help you, right? But like real revenues from people who don't know you and then actually buying your product and using it. I think it's actually very exciting. Kind of remind me of time I was just building some side business project, right? The first revenue is actually like first dollar. It's actually super exciting, right? At the moment when you get it, and whether it marked like an important history on milestone in your company, because like someone actually wants your product, so they're actually willing to pay money for it, real money, not fake money. So that is cool.
Yeah, that's the final validation, and then you gotta make this revenue recurring, and then you're fine. Like then you're the winner of your own adventure that you created by yourself for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. But is would you say your business model is more closely like a recurring revenue model?
To B2C, so like we're collecting these data sets, they are dynamic. So like the more and more users we attract into mini app, the more and more integrations into other mini apps we have, more people contribute to these data sets. These data sets are going to be posted on more and more platforms, and every time they're sold, users are getting rewarded automatically, like with the smart contract. All the users that have uploaded the right data, like not the fake data, but like the good quality data, then we label it, then people double check it. Like we label it with AI agents, and then people double check it, and then we will have like 100% accuracy in our data sets. Like that's our goal that's what we're going to be able to deliver with full legal consent from each user.
Yeah.
But that's going to be hard to resist for AI companies, like not to get this like computer vision data sets. Like I already know, like we got already enough like feedback, and we talked to enough companies to really understand like what market needs.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. I think just like you said, like privacy regulation and many more countries. I think Europe is already doing many of this, right? But I feel like in future there might be other country that might following the same model as well.
Yeah, like in US, there is no regulation, but like some criminal privacy acts, like legal acts, they're happening already now. Like European regulation was a little bit too strict, maybe, but let's see. And so they're trying. to prevent kind of like companies from going the dirty way. But it's just like it's crazy industry. Like I mean, like all this stuff, everything was online. Everything was posted online. It was already
Yeah.
used to train. Like now but there is still more needed, and especially of structure. Like for example, like even if you go to Instagram, like only influencers would have a lot of pictures on themselves, like on one page, and
Yeah.
it's becoming less and less popular, like for other people to post their own pictures. So and it's, for example, pretty hard, like you cannot just find it, even if you want to scrape it, like from internet, it's hard to find like 20 pictures of each person where he's alone on each picture. And even if you find them online, they're all actually like converted, like so for to save the space. So they are all in the lower quality. And with like with FileMarket AI, we are able like to reach out to the people directly, so they upload like the pictures in original quality, in original format, directly from their phones. Imagine like it's so easy, like anyone has it in their album, like 20 pictures of yourself. Like it's pretty much like, okay, like it will take a couple of minutes, 5 to 10 max minutes to find these pictures, upload them, and to get several bucks and some good amount of reward points. So we believe it's a great way like to do this, to engage users like that and to reward them.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's certainly more. Well, I think, which is my personal feeling, probably more interesting for you to contribute data to help machine learning models, new models that come out, rather than playing games. But I mean, this is like a gamified way. But I feel like this is productive. It's something that will help for the economy. So anyway, super exciting. Just 3 more questions here from my side. One is that how do you envision like the intersection of Web3 and AI will evolve in the next few years? Because I mean, I think you are right at the right intersection. What you're working on is like Web3 slash AI, right in the middle. So how do you envision that?
So it's going to be all about agents, and then we will just see more and more features that agents going to be, more and more jobs that this agent's going to be able to do. So they will use wallets for all kind of stuff. So imagine like you buy a Tesla, it's self-driving, it just like it has a crypto wallet. It comes to your house, and then you tell it like, okay, now I don't need you like on Tuesday, and then on Thursday I don't, like, you can be free and on Sunday you can just work for an Uber or Waymo, like, and then this car goes, receives all payments on this crypto wallet, goes for charging, goes for like cleaning, like everything automatic, like then this car like is somehow also engaging with like insurance company directly. And like all this stuff happens with crypto wallets, and all this stuff happens with AI. So like a lot will get automized. Like you need this on-chain auditable financial databases, which are blockchains, like to make it all transparent and to make like to automate this stuff. So that's where the most interesting things will happen. And then it's going to be everything. Like it's just the registry layer. You know, the blockchain, the Web3 is going to be the registry layer for everything. And the more industries AI will get into, like the more and more blockchain will be used in this world. But it's interesting. Like I think it's a very interesting point where like we will see that like the only way like to create this like trustable economy of agents of AI, like being part of economy in the world, is to make the economical system transparent. Like, so you need to be able to track who is doing what, like who is launching which agents, like what are they doing, like so they all, like everything is auditable, like so whole financial system is auditable. And I think Ethereum, like the name of this network, the name of the world new digital legal system and the financial system and the social system and the political system is Ethereum. Like that's going to be like all these other chains, they're going to be like side chains, like somehow like directly integrated with like super fast like integration. Like they're all going to be just part of one big network, and all rules, like all laws, like everything, like the whole jurisdictional system, like the financial system is going to be running like on blockchain, and it's going to be done by AI. It's just going to be insane. Like literally, like next 50 years, like if you guys plan to be alive in the next 50 years, hopefully everyone of you is going to be alive next 50 years. And it's just gonna be insane to see this world. Like we're gonna see the real future, and we might see the collapse of humanity. Like, can you imagine this? Like, it's just sounds amazing, insane,
Yeah, super interesting. But I think,
and
I mean, yeah, I feel like,
terrifying. Like sometimes, like just exciting, sometimes terrifying. Like so, it's just like a roller coaster again.
yeah, I think you raised some really valid points over there. I feel like, as the agents, I guess, right, get smarter, they will just on behalf of us. Well, I think that's probably the optimistic scenario where the agent work on behalf of us, as in behalf of human, right? So you have these army of robots like working for you, earning money for you. Like you said, right? Like these, you have a Tesla car, whatever car you have, and then the car just does Uber on your behalf. So you don't need to even use your power or your time, and then the car will work on your behalf, and maybe some other things, robots that will be controlled and then have linked to crypto wallet, and then basically keep earning money for you even in your sleep. I think that would be like the very interesting world, right? I think that will free us up from, I don't know, having to even hold a job and just focus on some other higher purpose thing. I don't know, maybe drawing, creativity, whatever other activity is not being done yet by robots, right? And then will be unlocked. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't think that will come very soon though. That'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
building a startup or like writing a code, it's also a lot about creativity. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think like maybe just being able to focus on whatever is interesting, like for you, like definitely like more and more people gonna have access to this. And yeah, it's all about this economical growth, and a lot. It's also about like political decisions. So I think we're gonna see the places in the world that gonna become crazy cyberpunk, like digital jails for people and concentration camps. But they definitely gonna be better than they were in the last century. Like really insane stuff was happening, but definitely I think a lot of people will unfortunately get abused with all this, like 100%. And it's unstoppable. Like humanity's just crazy, like the way it evolves. But we will see like a lot of economical growth as well, and a lot of places will have a much higher like standard of life. But at the same time, now what I saw is that the more developed is the infrastructure, like the more mental problems people have, in this place, because life is also hard, and like people need to hustle like to make a simple living, even to make a simple living, and they are all the time like having this anxiety that they are like on the edge, and like if they lose the job, like they're done, like like it's insane. Like for example, Switzerland is the richest like country in the whole Europe, and it's not part of EU, by the way, but still, like it's in Europe, and it has the highest GDP in Europe, and it has the highest suicide rate amongst all other countries as well. And it's just so strange. This process is unstoppable. Like it's just gotta be. We just gotta let it flow somehow. Like, and let's see how Argentina is gonna do. They're trying to implement all these libertarian approaches right now. So hopefully, like we can see something interesting, because I think it's a new kind of, even though it's known in the world, but now like in the age of all this crazy stuff happening, authoritarian dictatorships, regimes, and all this like spoiled democracies or whatever we call them nowadays, like what's happening in Argentina is pretty exciting. Like I hope this guy is gonna be able to build a strong economy and get out of this pretty much really hard situation that they're now in still.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm also hoping that the same for Argentina as well. I mean, the country has been the currency is probably, I don't think it's doing so well. I think that's why there's a strong adoption of crypto in Argentina for that reason, because the currency is just like being devalued day after day. But I think that there's a huge community of Web3 builders over there as well too. And I believe that the Dev Connect this year might actually be, this is just a rumor, by the way. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but I think the Dev Connect this year might actually be held in Argentina. I don't know if that's any connection, but yeah, so might be a coincidence. Cool. Yeah. Do you have any advice for people who want to run their own Web3 company?
My main advice is don't quit your main job until you got the first revenue or something. Yeah, like it's actually just to start, like try to start to build your startup like in your free time, like and find the real product market fit, whatever it is. Like just don't go full in. It's sometimes like very, very painful, like to fail, and probably you will fail. But it's amazing way like to build something amazing special, like, and something like outstanding. It's a very big stress, and it's a lot of emotional, like, pressure, really a lot, but like it pays off. And be as technical as possible. Like, just get into it, and but not too much. But learn to balance it out, like, and understand the market proper. Get a great team, get a strong team, get people around you, like, who will trust you, but who will also be stronger than you. Build the loyal, not the local, the loyal relationship with all of them, and then make it fair. And justice is the best way for the trust, and never give up. Like, one of the guys said that sold his company, like, to a huge multi-billion corporation, like, and made a great exit. He told me, like, you just gotta be the cockroach, like just yeah, never stop.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I think it takes a lot of grit and perseverance in building a startup, right? Whether it's like Web2 or Web3. I think Web3 is probably even might be harder, I feel like, because some of the product market fit is probably quite hard to come. I mean, if you're not talking about the token, right, then I guess that might be like pretty hard to come by. So I can totally see that.
Token
Yeah.
is another crazy story. Like, maybe it's sometimes easier to release the token, but like all this crazy stories that come after this, like, it's insane. Like people get sued, people get into jail, like people get killed. Like, it's just crazy, like what is happening there. So it's just also like getting the token. It's just really another level. It's also can be very dangerous. Like, if you just simple mistakes, even if it's not there, may not made on purpose. And Web2 100% easier, but at the same time harder, because like
Yeah.
the competition is much harder. Like, in Web3 space, start like with something like small, like something where you can like get some real like revenue, like as much as quick as possible, and then focus on that. Find something what works and focus on that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think finding something that work, or I guess like the how YC says, build something people want. I think that's like the what is it, slogan of YC, right? Yeah, it's always encouraging. But yeah, cool. Awesome. Final question: where can people follow you and your company? Feel free to share any handles, username that you want people to follow.
Yeah, FileMarket AI is our handle in all of the socials. I'm Underkong, Underkong. Yeah, DM me, guys. I'm happy to get in touch. And if anyone needs any help, or you have any offer or questions, you're happy to message me directly. I'm always happy to answer. Sometimes it might take a couple of days because too many incoming messages sometimes in my inbox, but I'm always answering. So I'm happy to get in touch. It was a great pleasure to be here today, Lam. Thanks me for inviting.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for coming as well. I'll make sure to put your username and then your website link in the show notes as well, so people can follow along and get in touch with you. Thank you, Ilya, for joining the show today. It's real fun learning about your startup, and I wish you guys the best success going forward. Thank you.
Namaste, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. And we're back to my studio. What do you guys think about this episode with Ilya Orlov, CEO and founder of FireMarket AI? I believe there's a lot of potential for companies building at the intersection of AI and Web3, and FireMarket has a strong product, so it will just mainly depend on how Ilya will lead his team to grow further in the future. For the next episode, we'll be talking to Kim Desai. She's the co-founder of Amphi.space. Amphi is an innovation travel platform that serves for AI and Web3 events. If you enjoyed this episode, please give a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.